So it was another big moment for the team. The first FA Youth Cup game of the season's upon us on Monday. Obviously they had a false start in this competition, didn't get the game that they wanted to last week, but how much are they looking forward to this one?
Yeah, I think even more than last time. We've got ourselves prepared and ready to go. Probably a little bit more prepared this time, which helps. So Andy and this has been down and watched them in the last game. So we are prepared for them, and probably in a little bit more detail than last time. Yeah, lads super excited, and yeah, they've had two really good games of late as well. So it'd be good to get them out on the pitch here at First Cloud.
Obviously I had the first competitive game of the season this week against Hartlepool, a win as well under the belts. How pleased were you with the way they started it?
Yeah, they played fantastic yesterday. Really pleased with them. They're playing some really exciting stuff. It's great to see them play with a little bit of flair from some of them. So it's a real bright moment, and playing the South Shields way. They did have moments in the game where they chased it a little bit. We always tell them that the result does not matter. We need to keep playing our way. But yeah, our way worked yesterday. So in a nice competitive game against Hartlepool.
Obviously 3 different age groups within the academy. Only 2 of them can be selected for this game, the under-18s and the under-17s. How are they shaping up at the moment?
Yeah, really well. I mean, this year that under-19s predominantly play at Bolton now, which is a great little step up for them. So it's allowed some of the 18s, and we've got a big cohort of 17s this year, more than ever, be involved in the FA Youth Cup on Monday. But to give them a chance to sort of gel together a little bit more than they normally would, because normally the 19s would be in there with them, having been here 2 years already and have a real understanding. It's a good chance and another good test for them.
It's fair to say a lot of the fans won't have seen many of these players in action before because of what happened last season with the pandemic. What should they look out for in this game? What do you say from them?
Some real. We've got a couple of really good flair players. We've got young James McGeorge, who's similar to Connor T. Plays in that little 10 role. Is really bright. You'll see him. We have Ollie Cresdy, a young forward, very good dribbler of the ball. Hopefully he'll excite the crowd. His development pathways, he has to dribble. So they should be expecting him to lose it quite a bit as well, but he has a real good ability to take people on. Michael Johnson is another forward who might feature. Got a bit of illness at the minute, but is another real bright one. Dan Walden is another young lad to go in there. We have Barry Smith's son might come on later on. We're quite a settled side, and we have a real bright young centre back in Alfie Marriott's come in and done really well. So they're probably ones that some of the catch eye, but going from yesterday, even the 2 wing backs in Brian and Leon were fantastic yesterday. Some great moments.
We mentioned before about what the FA Youth Cup means to these players as well. I guess with that brings a little bit of nerves as well. We've seen that in the first games of previous seasons tournaments. So what are you sort of doing to sort of allay those nerves in those early stages, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, they've had a real tough test during pre-season. We played some tough games during pre-season, but nothing's like when you walk out on that pitch and the crowd's there, the expectations there to the way we play and playing that way with being nervous. They need to try and channel them nerves into energy if they can, and when they make mistakes, which they will, just try and react from that the best way possible. They will have a nervy start, no doubt about that. I mean, if they don't and they start the game well, it'd be great. Hopefully we see a real good game.
So you've seen in the past, the FA Youth Cup really does capture the imagination of the fans here as well, and playing under the lights in front of those fans, how beneficial is it for these lads in their development?
Yeah, they need to get used to that. If they want to play here or want to climb higher up the ladder, which we've seen Harry Gardner recently doing, they need to get used to playing under pressure from the crowds, to be able to take criticism from crowds, to have crowds behind them, which gives you more energy sometimes, and then sometimes that energy that they bring can lead you into mistakes as well. You might get overexcited, they start shooting from 35 yards out on the weaker foot, they start making some decisions that I wouldn't normally do. So yeah, it'd be a great learning for them, no matter what the result is. It's great to get out there.
And the fans really do take to these teams as well, and they really sort of buy into the whole process of trying to get further and further in this youth cup as well. It's almost unique for a club at this level to have fans like that following the youth team, isn't it? But what does it mean to everyone in the academy set up to have such support like that?
Yeah, I think that the lads know how much because we see even on social media how much the fans back the youth team, how they follow every result, they pick up players, they soon get to know them quite well. I mean, last time they had a few songs for the players early doors, which is great if the fans could sing some songs for the lads as hopefully we get through a few rounds. But yeah, it is very unique to have a following like we do for the young lads, and will only benefit them.
You mentioned that you've already seen Pickering in action, or Andy Inez went out to see them at the weekend. What sort of game are you expecting against them?
Yeah, I don't think they're not a similar outfit to us. I think they're a team that play on the weekend. Andy said they had a couple of bright players, so we'd expect them to have a couple of bright players. I don't know whether they'll be as structured as we do. We've been able to work with the lads during the week, so we'd expect us to see a real structured performance from us against them, and hopefully a dominant one in possession.
And just finally, obviously the teams reached the second round and the third round in previous years. Obviously it's very early days to be sort of mapping out where they might go in this year's competition, but how does this sort of squad shape up, and can you see a bright future for them this season?
Yeah, I mean the two games we had against York and Hartlepool are two tough games of recent. They've done really, really well, so there's probably a bit more of an expectation this year than I originally thought coming into this game, that the lads were having a bit of a younger squad, we might not reach the heights of the third round, but the way they're playing at the minute, they could reach that. Hopefully they can reach that potential they've got.